Welcome everybody to Leopard Spotlight. I'm Sylvia Hansen.
And I'm Shivani Radhakrishnan.
In this edition, a teacher revs up his hobby,
a freshman stays on point,
and an orchestra creates a musical home.
But first, a cosplayer reveals her alter ego. Michelle has the story.
In our everyday interactions, we usually take our peers at face value. What you see is usually what you get. However, in junior CJ Masterson's case, looks can be very deceiving. Having a hobby that almost fills your everyday life, cosplay is the process of making a costume from a cartoon, video game, even comics.
It's the art of bringing that character to life. I started learning about cosplay when I was like 12 or 13 through the internet community. I saw it around a lot and I'm like, that's so cool, because I really liked to dress up when I was younger. And I went to my first convention, which are just gatherings of like-minded interests. It's really kind of empowering in a weird way, because it kind of enables you to be a person that you're not and to become somebody you've grown to love throughout a video game or a TV show or something. Just getting out of your own skin for a little bit. My favorite part about cosplay is my friends. I've met some of the most wonderful people through the community who both share my passion for cosplay and are just amazing. I also really like the construction part of it, getting to sit down and take those sheets of fabric and make it into a beautiful garment and stuff. Just the amount of creativity and expression is really great.
I didn't realize how into the profession she was. Costumes and makeup and wigs and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And it was super duper impressive and kind of, yeah, you don't really expect it, but then once you see it, you're like, how did I not realize?
What usually goes through my mind whenever I'm making cosplays is how it's going to look when it's all together. So usually I'm trying to think of the finished product and how excited I'll be whenever I first try it on.
In addition to curating her costume and adopting a different persona, CJ is also a member of a dance group, which recently hosted a panel at Anime Dallas.
My thoughts during the panel were half split on trying, making sure to remember the dance formation, and also on just make a great environment. I try to bring as much mood and life into the character, so I'm constantly trying to make it more of an interactive experience, I guess. So, yeah.
This is Michelle Liu reporting for the Lovejoy News Network.
The high school runs on the hard work of many dedicated teachers and administrators. But what do they do when they're not helping students at school? Jackie steers us to Mr. Hoyer's collection.
Although arpeggios and concertos are familiar to Paul Hoyer, the sound of a revving engine is music to this band director's ears.
First thing we did was my dad and I restored this 1976 CB360 motorcycle. It's a Honda.
From racing cars at nearby tracks on the weekends, Hoyer's focus has shifted to the garage.
At one point, he decided that instead of always just having a really fast car, he wanted old cars. So that's really when the collecting started, was when he decided to get into vintage cars.
But his passion for cars has long-formed roots.
One of my first memories, we had old Porsches when I was growing up, and my first memory in a car was crying in the back of a 911. Super noisy, air-cooled cars, probably hot. I mean, it was here in Texas. Those cars didn't have AC back then, and I was around those cars forever. My dad worked for Audi for like 17 years, and as you grow up, there's sort of cars before you even drive that you always wanted. Well, those cars now for me are getting older, and so yeah, it's always kind of been in my blood. It went from playing with toy cars to now having actual cars. So this one needs to be inspected right now, so I haven't driven it in a while.
His latest completed project, a 2000 BMW M Coupe, is one of 64 of its kind, and his current restoration project, a 1976 BMW 2002, has been a learning curve.
But all of that was just rust and holes. And it's like right now I could put the interior back together on this side just fine. It'd look like a car again, but I have to fix the other side. I mean, I think I've sort of learned about learning through it, because you can find a lot of the answers now if you search for them, and there's some bravery that comes with that of just like, all right, here we go. I mean, I had never held or been around a welder, and now I've welded, an entire side of a car back together with new metal, There's something neat about starting with something and tearing it down all the way to the beginning again. All of this is brand new. You can see where the welds are. It's not all of this is new. Like I said, you have these cars that are sort of your dream cars, and it's sort of fun to kind of open the garage and see one out there, you know, and sort of get to that point.
This is Jackie Carroll reporting for the Lovejoy News Network.
The Nutcracker, a timeless Christmas classic, serves as an important part of many ballet dancers' lives. This holiday tradition has kept freshman Lauren Utley on her toes. Shivani and Annabeth have the story.
When freshman Lauren Utley began preparing for the Hathaway Academy of Ballet's Nutcracker production, she soon received shocking news.
We spend the whole year, and especially the summer, really working and training to prepare for Nutcracker. And if Kurt, our director, thinks that you just have really the passion and love for the part and love for dance, then he gets you Clara.
I looked at her spirit and the part of her that is the young girl, and that role is very important to have. That spirit, the role of Clara and her journey. So she fit that role very well.
As Clara, Utley faces new challenges that come along with her age as compared to other dancers.
Since Clara is usually more of an older role that is meant for juniors or seniors, but because of my background, I was put into the higher level. Being a freshman makes it harder because I don't have as much experience as, say, an older dancer would, and it takes a lot of hard work, and you can never give up, or you just immediately regress as a dancer and you just are brought back to where you started.
Even so, Utley's drive and dedication for her craft proves her eligibility for the role of Clara.
Students who are training in classical ballet, they wouldn't be there or spend that much time if they weren't passionate and wanting to achieve something greater. So, I mean, it's very easy for them to get into the studio, and Lauren especially.
What motivates me is the feeling when you're on stage. When you're on stage, it gives you like this kind of warm feeling, I guess, and that you're able to like share your love for dance with the entire audience.
This is Annabeth Smith and Shivani Radhakrishnan reporting for the Lovejoy News Network. A successful part of the Fine Arts program for years, orchestra expanded its program this semester to give more opportunities to special needs students. Grant and Cheney take us into the orchestra room.
Lovejoy High School has adopted a new kind of program into our orchestra. United Sound is a national program that allows special needs students to find a home through music.
So we decided to adopt United Sound here because last year I went to TMEA, which is Texas Music Educator Association, and it's a convention in San Antonio that all music teachers go to, and there was a clinic and it was called United Sound, and I went and I was just very inspired by what I saw, and when I came back I just started putting the wheels into motion.
According to club president Carrie Duke, United Sound's greatest impact is
getting the real experience of playing with a real group of students at school, especially in orchestra, because our new musicians wouldn't usually have the opportunity to play in an orchestra or even play instruments at all.
My favorite part of United Sound is seeing them when they're successful at something and seeing their excitement from both the new musician and the peer mentors.
My new student that I'm helping, his name is Tony, and he is very excited about learning to play the viola. He's doing really amazing, and it just lightens up my day to see how excited he is about it.
I think that it gives them a bigger role in the community of the school and within the orchestra, and I think that, or I'd hope that, it would help them in the future. You know, working in any job, you have to be able to work with different types of people and have patience and be excited for others when they learn something new. And hopefully, like I said before, I hope that it might be a game changer for them.
This is Grant Vogel and Cheney Kelly reporting from the Lovejoy News Network.
We hope you enjoyed these stories. Until next time, I'm Sylvia Hansen.
And I'm Shivani Radhakrishnan.
And remember, if there's a story to find,
we'll find it here on Leopard Spotlight.